Hello everybody, welcome to the final day of our Light the Year class to go. The past 3 days we have made this card in day 1. We made this card in day 2. This card was yesterday's card. This is day 3. And today we are finishing up the series with this card. This is day 4. So we're going to make this this card in just a minute. If you want the class to go, you have until September 30th to place an order in my online store. All orders over $50 will receive the class to go. If your order is over $100 or over $150, you're going to earn a few extra benefits to go with that. So make sure to check out the video description or head to my blog to read all the details about earning the class to go. And you can get it for free. This is the bundle we're using, Light the Year. It is on page 41 of our mini catalog. It is a really fun bundle. I really love our cards with our classic red and green Christmas theme. Now for the class to go, you will need the bundle, the Light the Year stamp set and the Light the Year dies. You can get them in a bundle and save 10%. Your kit will not come pre-stamped, and you definitely want to have the stamps and the dies to complete both of these. There's lots of die cutting for this bundle, or for this class to go, so you're definitely going to want to have both of those on hand. So you can add this to your order when you're placing the order in my online store and earning that class to go. Remember, you do need to use the host code for orders under $150 if you want that class to go. Okay, let's bring in today's card. This is the one we're doing today. It is so cute. I love them all, but this one I like a lot. All right. I already have all of my pieces stamped and die cut. It's just going to help us save a little bit of time. So you're going to need one of the pine cones. And if you need more details on how to double stamp, on how to two-step stamp the pine cones and our little leaves, you can check out video number 1. You'll need 2 of the leaves. You'll need 1 of the shorter lantern, and this is stamped in Pebbled Path. The leaves are in Garden Green and Granny Apple Green. The pine cone is in Pecan Pie. You're also going to need to die cut a couple of the Pecan Pie sprigs, and then a couple passes of berries. Now, I have already adhered my berries on to my sprigs. I did that in advance of the video, just so that you wouldn't have to watch me do that again. We did that in card number 3 on that wreath card. Again, if you don't want to do the berries, I know they are super tiny and a little bit putsy. So if you don't want to do that, you can just leave the berries off. Maybe just add the sprigs or add those leaves. All right, I've already pre-tied my linen bow too, just to save time on that. It's a double linen bow. We're going to be sticking this to the top of our lantern, so I've pre-tied that. Yours will not come pre-tied. You will need to tie your own bow. But all the rest of your pieces will come in your kit. All right, we also have some DSP. All measurements for all of these will be in the video description as well as on my blog. And then we have a piece of Granny Apple Green as well as our Granny Apple Green card base. So we're going to stamp. We're going to start with our stamping because we're going to be doing some stamping on that Granny Apple Green piece as well as the greeting. So I'm going to leave this up here and then we'll stamp on our Granny Apple Green piece. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. And we're going to use our Granny Apple Green ink. Now, on our first card, we did this. On our first card, we did some stamping. We wanted a really subtle pattern on our first card, so we stamped off on the scratch paper first. For this one, we want it a bit darker. We want it a bit more bold, so we're not going to stamp off. We're just going to go straight for our card. Where's my stamp? Oh, here it is. Okay. Hello. Okay, so we're just going to go around everything. Remember to turn your stamp. Remember to stamp off the edge. That really, it really makes your pattern look completely seamless by stamping off the edge. It really, really helps out. So just keep going around, and we're just going to cover this whole thing. Now, in all honesty, like this part, I didn't stamp that very well, but this is all going to be covered. So you really don't need to do like the bottom middle section if you don't want to. That's pretty much going to be covered, but I just want to make sure that we get lots of coverage in case something pokes through. We don't want to have like a bald spot. All right, so I'm turning my stamp pretty frequently. You can also turn your paper if it's easier than kind of rotating your stamp. Excuse me. All right, I think that's good. We have some nice good coverage. I'm gonna actually try to squeeze one more right here. There we go. Lots of good coverage. That's with Granny Apple Green. I'm gonna set that aside. We don't need that anymore. And I'll move our scratch paper out of the way, and we're going to bring in our piece to stamp our greeting on. This will be in your kit. You'll have this die cut in your kit. Or not die cut, it'll just be pre-cut in your kit. There's no die cut for that one. And we're going to use Garden Green ink for the greeting. And this is the one that says, "Sending love and light this time of year." And I'm just going to kind of stamp that right in the middle. The right side is going to go under our lantern, and we're going to cut a banner into the left side. So if you just stay kind of in the middle, you'll be golden. You'll be good to go. All right, that is our greeting. Now we have one more bit of stamping to do. Let me set that aside. We need to stamp the candle in our little lantern here. And we're going to do that in the same way that we did that in card number 1. So I'm going to pull out both of my Daffodil Delight inks and my Real Red ink. And I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight ink. Because it's a photopolymer stamp, we can see right through it. We can see exactly where we're inking it. I'm just going to use the corner, and I am just going to ink up just the flame. Okay? And then I'll pull in my Real Red ink, and just using the edge, I'm just going to ink up the candle. So our candle is like two-toned inked. And then without me putting my hand in any of these ink pads, we're just going to stamp the candle right inside our lantern. And that gives us a candle that has a yellow flame on top and then a red candle on the bottom. I'm going to leave my yellow out, my Daffodil Delight out. And we're just going to do a little bit of ink blending. Let me pull out my scratch paper again. And I have my little mini blending brush here. So I'm going to ink it up on my Daffodil Delight pad, tap it off on the scratch paper so you don't get that harsh line. And then just around that candle, we're just going to give it a little bit of a glow. Remember to kind of go lighter at first. You can always add color, but you can't take it away. So I'm just giving the whole lantern just a good glow. I think I want a little bit more color right around that flame. So I'm just going to add some more color there. And that's perfect. That gives us our beautiful lantern ready to go. All right, so let's close up our Daffodil Delight, and we are ready to start assembling this card. Now you can do all of this before you die cut it. If you want to do the stamping of the candle and the ink blending, you can do that before you die cut it if you want. So here's all of our pieces. Let's go ahead and cut a banner. And now if you have a punch that does this, go ahead and use the punch. I'm just going to use my scissors. I'm going to cut kind of eyeball straight up the middle. And then I'm just going to go from, I don't want my banner to be super sharp, so I'm going to kind of go in maybe 1/4 of an inch from the edge to the center, and I'll do the same on this side. It's about 1/4 of an inch from the edge to the center, and we have a little banner, which let me straighten that one out just a little bit. There we go. And we have our banner. Perfect. All right, move those out of the way, and let's start assembling. So I'm going to stick my DSP piece to this piece, and yeah, this is right. I was going to say it's a little bit bigger, but it's not. So let's do it the reverse way. Let's go ahead and stick this to the card first. I forgot that I made my DSP piece go entirely across the card, while my stamped garden green, granny apple green piece does not go across the entire card. So this one we're just gonna have an even border on all 4 sides. Then we're gonna stick on our DSP, and we're using that same DSP that we've been using for the entire class. This is the Take a Bow DSP. This one's gonna go straight across your card. So go from edge to edge, leaving maybe about 1/2 inch on the bottom. Just like that. Perfect. I'm going to stick my greeting on with dimensionals, and we're going to do this before we stick on our lantern, just to make sure we have placement for our greeting, that we're not crowding that. So a few dimensionals, and we're just going to stick that on, and it's going to go pretty far to the left. I'm maybe only leaving maybe like 3/8 of an inch. So just going to stick that down. And then there's going to be plenty of room for our lantern over here. So let's put a couple dimensionals on that. Put one on the top and the bottom. And this will go on right over here like this. Just like that. Now we're going to bring in all of those pieces that we stamped and die cut. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this because this is going to give me just a little bit of extra wiggle room. I'm going to start with my little leaves. So some glue on the back of that. I'm going to stick one here, just kind of behind the greeting a little bit. We're going to stick one here behind our lantern. Okay. I'm going to use a dimensional for our pine cone, and I'm going to stick that dimensional onto my card instead of on the back of my pine cone, and that's going to give me exact placement, and we're going to make sure we cover that up. So that's just going right above the greeting and right to the left of the lantern. And we'll just stick that on just like that. And you know what? I did stick this under the lantern, so let's go ahead and stick that under the lantern just like that. There we go. All right, I'm gonna grab a glue dot for my bow here. You'll want to tie a double bow. Remember, yours will not come pre-tied, but just to save time, I did that. And that's gonna go right on the top of your lantern. And then we're gonna tuck in our little sprigs. I'm only gonna put some glue on the very bottom of them. If you wanted to use an adhesive sheet for these, you could. I put a lot of glue on that, so I'm just gonna kind of kiss them together. So there's enough glue, and we're gonna just stick them behind the pine cone here. One there, and one going up here behind the pine cone. Okay. Final touch, we're gonna need some of those beautiful shimmer gems. This time we're gonna use the black ones. We're gonna put one down here, one up here, and then one more up here. Just kind of going around that lantern. I like to put my embellishments in threes. Odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye. Kind of forms a triangle if you want to think of it that way. And that is card number 4, you guys. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love this card. So that's card number 4. We did card number 3. Nope, this one. Card number 3 yesterday. That's this one. We did card number 2 on Tuesday, and on Monday we did card number 1. And you can earn a kit to make all 4 of these cards for free just by placing an order in my online store. Your order needs to be above $50. You need to use that host code. The only exception to the host code is if your order is over $150, then don't use that host code and you'll still earn the class to go as well as all the other amazing benefits. I hope you guys love this class to go. I sure love sharing this with you. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done that already. You'll never miss a video, and I will be back soon with another fun class to go, and make sure to check out the rest of my YouTube channel for more fun videos. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I will see you guys later. Bye.